Hi, this is the elective class at Wednesday Night Hop, June 2016, week 1. This is Paul.
This is Audrey, and we are doing air steps for the California routine. And if you're not in the California routine, it's just a general awesome air steps class. So we're glad you were here with us today in a very packed class.
Yeah.
So we started out with a couple exercises. We're just going to go through them and give you the takeaway points.
So flyers, we first wanted to work on our jumping. Make sure that we're engaging all of our muscles on the way up and rolling through our toes, like so. We did a little bit of an exercise saying increase your hang time, and then also making sure that we're landing cat-like in an athletic pose. Again, reabsorbing by rolling through our toes.
And we were keeping the flyers honest bases by giving them upward, downward, and twisting motions while the flyers' eyes were closed and while they were jumping.
Yeah.
Okay, so the purpose of that is so that the flyers are naturally trying to anticipate landing at unknown positions. You'll go into the crouch. Then we reversed, and we had the leads do the same thing. Cool. And we did this a little bit. Then we went into a second one, which is where the bases were being twisted and pushed around ever so slightly while their eyes were closed.
So bases, what this exercise is this concept of absorption and making sure that you are well balanced over your feet, and that you can kind of be able to stay over your feet well balanced even if you have like different things happening to your upper body.
Yep, and our goal is to keep the weight over our toes, and we move around by moving our hips to keep our balance. Next, we went on to the squirrel in the tree exercise. So we had the bases that were just down and being a tree.
And the squirrels were going to run all the way around. And that was another exercise to kind of, first, squirrels, flyers, practice having a lot of core strength. Bases, having a lot of like solid balance, be a solid base, and also just get to know your partner.
Mm-hmm. We went into the next, the move that we were showing for today, which was the ace in the hole. So here's a little small ace in the hole because of the ceiling. Okay, cool. And we started out in a progression. Okay. We did rock, step, down, up, down. Then we did this koala jump on and slide off. And we talked about all of the absorption, taking care of your back, shoulders back, back arched, so you don't pull a muscle as you're leaning over.
Flyers, I am aiming for my base's chest because I'm trying to make sure that my legs wrap around his hips. So I'm aiming for his chest, and I am aiming to come in as close as I can, basically try to make contact. It is an awkward position, but if we're close, then for the next part, which is where the base transfers momentum from his hips, or her hips, then there isn't this extra space.
The goal of staying close is to keep both of your weights over the ball of the foot. And when we thrust out, we're using the momentum that we have from the absorption to pop back out instead of stopping, which loses all of the muscle stretch, and you have to use raw power. Here's the koala pop on, koala pop off. Okay, and we are grabbing the flyers' hips at their focal point, which is usually around the hip bone. As soon as they land, rock, step, down, grab here. We transition to pressing on the hips as they pop out. The flyers have a hand around the base's neck.
So we talked about there are a couple of different hand holds. Some people do this, or hand over wrist. Generally, we prefer something that doesn't involve interlocked fingers for flyer safety. Flyers, remember to lock your legs so that you don't slide off of your base after you get up nice and high. And remember to push down on your forearms when you're in your koala position. As you're coming out, maintain your crunch pose.
Last stage was using your arms combined with the hip push to maximize the flyer's height, contribute to their height. First, use your hips to press, and then use your arms to press. So we'll show that version. And then we land in a nice controlled fashion. And the last one involves a kick.
The kick is we are maintaining our crunch pose, and we do a very, very quick out and back in. So we did a quick exercise in our monster crunch pose. Crunch, out and back in. Okay? And we're doing, the timing of this is at the very peak. As I'm slowing down to a stop at the top of my trajectory, I feel like, okay, I have a window of space to loosen up my core for a split second and then crunch back up for the landing.
Okay, and the full ace in the hole involves the koala with the kick at the end. Okay, cool. So we had 3 main rules that we wanted to tell you guys and that we told you in the class we want to remind you of. The first one is to be attentive to yourself and your partner. We're not going to elaborate on that. You guys know the context. But pay attention to your body and your partner.
Second one was only fly up to as where we have instructed for the safety of yourself and your classmates.
And the last one was to fly only with your trusted wingmen and wingwomen who have trained with you and who know the basics and can do this safely. Remember, warm up and be safe. We'll see you next week.
Thank you guys so much.